Hello everyone, I'm Rob with ScrappyDew.com, and this is just one of those short little highlight videos that we have from the ScrappyDew Live event that just happened this past May 14th. And this one is about nesting shapes and how you can create them very easily in Make the Cut just using a few basic shapes and the built-in nesting feature in Make the Cut. So Michelle Mybell showed us how to do it. Now if you do like these types of videos, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that way you'll be notified when these videos come out. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed this video and you learn something about Make the Cut nesting. All right, check it out. Michelle, if you can go ahead and cue up your screen share. And we're going to show you what we're talking about when it comes to nested shapes. And Michelle, she'll show you here that she has posted up on the ScrappyDew store, and they're free nested shapes that you guys can all download for free. But we're going to show you how to make this yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the show over to Michelle real quick.
Can you see my screen?
We can see your screen. Go ahead.
Okay. If you go to the ScrappyDew store and you click on Michelle's Pattern Library, I uploaded a bunch of mats so you can see what we're going to be showing tonight. And that's just one design. There's 10 different designs in the store. I'll show you another one.
Now these nested shapes that she's showing you here, you can download those via the description box there. So don't try to add it to your cart. Just go ahead and click that link that you see right below there. You can see
here's the download link right here.
Yep, and that way you can go and download those little nested shapes. You know, a lot of sites may charge for those, but we're going to show you in this tutorial here that they are very easy to make, and that you don't even have to purchase any.
There's some on, I believe, page 2 or... There we go. There's a bunch more right there on page 3. And I believe there's some on page 4. Yep, there we go. So you have several choices.
All right, very cool. So what did you design those in? What program did you design those in?
I used Make the Cut.
All right, Make the Cut, yes. In Make the Cut. I know Make the Cut, I was searching for it on where that feature was, so Michelle's going to go over that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you, Michelle, if you have your screen ready to share.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, can you see it?
Yep. Looks like you're going to Make the Cut.
Alrighty, I'm going to go to Basic Shapes. And I'm going to import a plaque and a half circle. This in green first. And then I'm just going to resize it and bring it to the center of the mat. And I'm going to resize this shape as well, the half circle, about to there. Okay, and then I'm going to go to Shape Magic, and I'm going to flip. I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to paste. Going back to Shape Magic again. And I'm going to flip it. And I'm just going to move it down here to the bottom. Right about there. And I'm going to select them all. And then I'm going to go to Line and Space. And I'm going to go to Vertical Center. And then I'm going to weld them. Okay, there's your shape. Now you're going to go to Duplicate, Nested Duplicate, Okay. Now for the count, that would tell you how many that you want to duplicate. If you go to 8, you already have one shape on the mat, so then that would give you 9 mats. The gap is the space in between each of the shapes, and then you can adjust the colors here. You can select a color, and you could, by scaling, you can either do it by height or you could do it by width. I'm going to keep it on height for now. And then I'm going to hit the preview. And that was for the inside of the shapes. You get to, the shapes will go to the inside, and you can also do on the outside as well. So let me show you that one. Okay. So if you put the gap at a minus, it will create inset of the shapes. Okay, and let's do preview again, and then accept. So there's all your mats. It made an actual total of 9 mats. Now, you could do a couple different things with these mats. You can actually create a frame. I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to select these 2 layers. And I'm going to create a new layer here. And I'm going to go to copy and paste in place. And for now, I'm just going to hide this right here. And with those 2 selected, you can go down to join. And there you have a frame. I'm going to hide that for a moment and lock it. And I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to put it on a new layer and paste in place. I'm going to hide this layer here by closing the eye. See it there? I'm going to hide that. And I'm going to unhide the frame I just created. And I'm going to take the top layer here and I'm going to move it down 1 layer. And there you can see there's the main mat. And there's your frame. So if you're using stamps or you want to do a print and cut, you can actually print your image on this mat right here, and then you could create a mat on top, and then you could just layer it so you have a little bit of a dimension. And this is what I did with that today. I had a couple minutes, and I actually created a mat, and I took this frame, I cut 3 or 4 frames, I glued them together, and then what you could do is you could run them through your embossing machines, Sizzix or your Cuddlebugs, and you could make a sandwich with the plates. You could do you could use a piece of cardboard for a shim, and you could place that underneath one of the plates, and then you also get a rubber mat, and you would lay this solid mat down first, then you would put the stack of mats on top, and then you would put your 2 plates from either your Sizzix machine or your Cuddlebug, and then you can do an embossing effect. A lot of the dies you purchase, they're very expensive, and you're limited because whatever size you purchase them in, that's the only size you could create your frames and shapes in. And by using the program, you can actually tailor the size of the mat and the frame to suit your project. So let me show you what I did with that today. Okay, so I used a lighter thickness of cardstock, and I got this shape right here. It's not too, as you can see, it's not too embossed. It's just a very light effect. And then when I added the thicker cardstock, it gave a deeper embossing. So that's how that created that. And then let me just delete this here. I'm going to delete that and delete that. And I'm going to unhide this layer. And I'm going to copy this mat and this one. I'm going to do a copy. Paste it to a new layer. And I'm going to hide this. Okay. And I'm going to copy that. I'm going to put to a new layer as well. And to do that, just click right here, and that'll move it to its own layer. Okay. Now another thing I did today was, if you take this mat here, okay, and you go to change line and select your line, you can also add a dashed line to it. And the dash, you can just use your scroll, and you could create larger dashes or smaller. So for right now, I'm going to do it at about 15. And the space, that will be the space in between the dashed lines. And then hit OK. Okay, so what I did is it's like a score effect. I scored the dashed line first, and then I actually cut the mat. And this is what that looks like. I took my stylus and I did a gentle embossing on the dashed line. And
hey, Michelle, is there any way to zoom in on that photo just a little?
Yeah, I'm gonna move it up. Yeah. You don't want to apply too much pressure, because if you do, the line is already scored into the paper. So if you apply too much pressure, then you're actually going to go right through the paper, because it has, you know, the actual cuts in it from the cutter machine. So you just want to give it a gentle embossing. And then if you add a stamp and color it, or you can use it as a backdrop for a mat for, you know, your project. So those are just a few ways that you can use the mats. I'm sure there's other ways people could come up with other ideas, but those are just a few of the ways that you can utilize the mats and the shapes. And that's about it.
Very cool, Michelle. Very cool. We did get a comment from Jana. She said, "Light bulb moment. This is so easy. Thanks so much." So I guess we got to make the cut user out there.